Hello and welcome. My name is Era T. Green and this is Wise Woman Television, and today I am bringing you a pick a card reading on your life's dream. We're going to talk about how you achieve it, when, the advice and outcome. So your life's dream. Thank you for being here today and being a part of this community. I first encourage you to like and subscribe. Liking ensures other people see this video, and subscribing ensures your own commitment to yourself. You press the bell icon, you will be notified every single time a video pops up, and you will be able to return to your own commitment to your life's journey. So we will begin. I will start by placing up a picture of your 3 card piles now for you to intuitively choose from. And we will begin. So your life's dream, card pile 1. Card pile 1. Okay, so card pile 1. You deeply desire to become all that you are. Your soul wants you to be, look how incredible that looks. I don't know if you guys are seeing it as beautiful as I am here, but rays of light to shine, to be all that you are, to let your soul be reflected by your life, for you to be fully, not even self-actualized, but soul-actualized, for you to live true to your truest nature and for your life to reflect that back at you. That's what you want, pile 1. Now, whether you know that or not consciously, that's what your soul wants. That's what it came here for you to live true to your soul, for you to live true to your inner nature, for your life to reflect back at you all that you are as a spiritual being. How beautiful, how extraordinary, how wonderful. That's you, card pile 1, to really be all that you are. You came here to be and actualize and express all that you are as a soul and spiritual being. Now, it is saying there are some things in the way of this at this time, of really actualizing and being true to your innermost truth, or your true nature, your true self. And that's that your life just isn't reflecting yet your inner nature. It feels like you have a lot of these kind of spiritual qualities available within you. You've developed a lot of spiritual wealth inside of you. You've tapped into the truer parts of you, your truths, maybe even your spiritual gifts. You're probably a very intuitive or connected human being, conscious and self-aware. Trust and faith and inner knowing. You might even be connected to your soul's purpose or soul's path at this time already, sharing your work in the world in some unique way, or sharing art, just contributing in some way that really aligns with your soul. Some of you might be doing herbs and tinctures. Some of you might be doing some kind of gardening or related to the earth. Doesn't have to be those things. I'm just getting that vibe. So if that's the energy of the work that you do, even if you're not putting your hands into the dirt, that counts and that's relevant. I'm just going to get energy here. And so then you have to decide how that looks in your life and how it comes to form in your life. So a lot of you are already on your purpose path. You're contributing in a soul-guided way. In a lot of ways, you've come to life within, but it's not yet reflecting outside of you. And it's because of something to do with your life, the daily demands of life, the practical reality, something that just, there's a disconnect between what happens inside of you and who you are and what you deeply want for yourself and how that translates in the external world. There's some kind of disconnect here. It's like you own all of that inside of you, and yet it doesn't come to life or come into being in your physical reality. Now, some of you might have a lot of responsibilities at home or at work, a lot of duties, and then you're unable to really be as conscious or intentional with those parts of your life, and or you have some health behaviors that aren't as true to your true self as you would like. They're not in full alignment. And it sounds like, or feels like many of you have been through or come from a path of families or your family of origin that lived on a very different wavelength and in a very different vibration and frequency. And so you've done a lot of the work to get to know yourself on the inside, and that your life still reflects a lot of those ways from the past. So what you would be asked to do at this point in time, and we haven't even gotten to the advice yet, is to support your life, to hold you in terms of let your life be all that you are, all that you walk with, all that you carry, all that you give and contribute, and the energy that you exude, the very essence that you are. That's a gift. That's a gift to the people in your life, to your home, to the world. You are contributing to the level of consciousness on this planet, having done that awakening within yourself, and yet you're not experiencing the fruits of your labor because it's not being reflected in your physical reality yet. There's a disconnect there, a lot of spiritual wealth on the inside and that you can't manage yet, or you haven't managed yet to really get that out there into the world and have it reflect back at you. Now we're going to see through the layers of the reading if there's more as to, again, that advice and how to do this. And if not, we can pull a clarifier card, but I don't want to assume that it's not already in here somewhere, because I want to know for you, card pile 1, how do you shift this? How do you bring your spiritual wealth out into material wealth in terms of your life reflecting back at you, your true nature? I feel some of you have to pursue your desires more specifically, more strongly, and not take no for an answer, not settle, really pursue the fullness of your desires. And again, not taking no for an answer, no matter what. There's a part of that there, just really allowing yourself to advocate for yourself and do that and move toward what it is that you need, or do what you need to do, no matter what, like whatever it takes kind of energy. I think some of that is relevant. I also think allowing yourself to receive is relevant. Really supporting yourself to have greater time for self-care and surrender and just being will be helpful. More time in nature will be helpful. So some of these things can help bridge that gap, but we'll see what else comes up here. So how? Well, I guess we're already here, huh? How to achieve your life stream, how to bring your true nature out into your physical reality. So there's an opportunity here to shift your perception in some way. So there's a part of you that might be trying to, I feel like what it is at least for some of the things that aren't showing up in full alignment in your life, it's because of your attachment to control, okay? So it's the micromanaging or the overdoing or the trying to like get your hands in every pot, putting too many hands in a pot, just those energies of control, micromanaging, trying to fix, trying to solve every problem. There's just a lot of that control energy, and that's preventing your ability to step into a life and reality that then reflects back to you something different. And there is an opportunity, a perception shift here that, and we're going to see what more that is. Can we get a clarifier on that perception shift, please? Well, we already know that. Can we get a clarifier on the perception shift, please? Spirit, can I get a clarifier on the perception shift that's required? Ha! Again, I'm getting that your desires again, allowing yourself to just live true to what you want to do. What is it you want to do? What is it you want your life to look like? So it's interesting because it's almost like maybe you're trying to live up to an ideal or something, because I'm getting this energy of control, right? We're being told that, and that's what's in the way of creating the life that you desire. And yet so many times, if I feel like from a human mind, the part of me that's, so I'm reading and channeling more or less, right? And at the same time, I have my human self who's like asking all these questions for you. I'm like, well, yeah, but if they're controlling everything, why aren't they getting what they want? Like, if they're controlling it, why isn't it coming through? And it's because you're controlling things, it sounds like, to meet a certain ideal, or to like kind of fix or soothe your anxieties or insecurities or things you perceive are flaws or something like that, as opposed to focusing on your desires and what it is that you want. So like, it's coming from the wrong energy and the wrong source, and nothing's ever truly wrong. I'm just using words to help us understand what's happening here, because it's like when you go to align your life, you can come from a place of anxiety and fear and micromanagement, and you're trying to put all the pieces in place, and you're trying to put all the ducks in a row, and you're trying to put all the dominoes here and just so and so on, and put all the eggs in one basket. You know, you're doing all these things to make it so that your life can reflect back to you what it is you want. And actually it's saying, settle it down, you know, allowing yourself to surrender and release that energy, to clear that energy, so you can come from a place of, instead of all that frantic running around in frenziedness to try to make it all happen and do it all, which obviously gets you exhausted because you're trying to do all the things and your responsibilities, blah, blah, blah. Instead of focusing so much on your duties and your responsibilities and all the things that you have to do and all the things that have to be just so, right? And I remember all the control that we talked about earlier, to try to make it this way, or to solve that problem, or to fix it. Instead of that kind of energy, coming from a place of, what do you want? Like asking yourself, what do I want? All right? So really moving toward the fullness of your desires, aka your true nature. And these aren't the kind of fleeting, superficial desires like, oh, I really wanted to go to Walmart today. No, we're talking about those deep soul desires that you want to achieve as part of your life's dream, like a loving and fulfilling partnership, or you want to live in a certain kind of climate or another part of the world, or you want to travel, or you want to write a book, or you want to share and sell your paintings. Whatever it is, your truest, deepest desires, and moving toward all of those and really letting everything else go. Any ideas of, oh, I have to do this, or I should do that, or this is my responsibility, or this is what I said I would do, or I thought is ideal, or I thought was perfect, or what a spiritual person would do. It's like letting all the rules go, letting all the ideals go, these molds of perfection that go, that you believe are the ideal or the thing that you should do, or this is what's going to solve the problem. The answer is just follow your desires, the fullness of your desires in all aspects of your life. So let's see what else. When does this shift happen, or when is this life stream achieved? Oh my gosh, it's when you let go of that stress. The third card in a row that's like giving the same vibes, you all. When you let go of that stress, you are able to step into that energy where a lot of this stuff happens naturally, and you just follow the path of your own soul, the wisdom that's already inside of you, the desires that pull you forward. Look at that radiant sun that's drawing you, focusing on the light, moving toward that North Star, moving toward that compass, that north on your compass. And I'm feeling like it's in your heart. What do you want in your heart? Just move toward that. It's never about things that you feel like you have to do, or the things that you should do, or if you know, again, solving this problem or fixing that. What do you want to do? And it doesn't mean, again, that we're bypassing those things like, well, I don't want to apply for that thing today, or I don't want to have to put in the work for my business. No. And then you just don't do it. No. It's saying, what is it that you want, and just focus on following that. And there's a lot of things that will be on the trail or on the path of what you want that will have to be accomplished as well. And in order to accomplish your dream, then you'll have to do those things, right? It'll be something that's required, and yet it's in service to the larger vision, so it won't matter to you. It will be worth it. Okay, so when advice is, you all, stop. I can't even keep up with it, you all. I can't. I want you to see, okay, look at her throat, right? Following her heart, following her soul's expression, following her soul's guidance. Again, traveling toward that sunlight that we keep seeing and all of the cards, okay? And that might even be a relevant sign for some of you as well, but you're just moving toward greater alignment. You're being asked to move toward those desires. Just like if you were lost at sea and you knew if you went north, follow the North Star, or Jerusalem when they followed the North Star to the place to give birth to Jesus, or whatever. That's my best awareness or knowledge of that. You all probably have better and greater context for that story. But it's moving towards, right? This is the traveling cards. Now, that's doing that traveling toward your desires, doing that traveling toward what it is you truly want for yourself, being honest with what you want, moving toward that. If you want a loving and fulfilling partnership, move toward that. If you want recognition or success in your work, move toward that. If you want to live somewhere in a particular climate, whatever, move toward that. Sell your art, share your work, whatever. You move toward all of those. Let that be your guiding force. Let that be your guiding light. That's the answer here, your guiding light. Because what happens? From that place, you're able to create exactly what you want, right? It shows that. The goddess of creation here. It says transformation, creativity, wholeness. I'm getting the feeling of fertile ground. From this place of following the guiding light of your heart, of your truth, of your soul's expression. Look at her throat, right? It all matches. Following this guiding light, you're able to create that fertile soil that gives birth to all the things that you dream of, all the things that you desire. That life dream of yours, that your life, your physical life actually reflects what's in your heart, what's in your soul. All the work you've done is a matter of continuing to follow on your desires, as opposed to life's demands, practicalities, responsibilities, what you should do, what you must do. You said you would do this. This has to be done here. This has to be done there. That's a lot of that control energy and just really intense, difficult pressure to live under. And it makes it difficult for you then to experience the light in your life that is inside of you, because the way that you're managing your physical life isn't a result of your soul, it's you in survival mode. Okay, so card pile 1, to sum everything up, your life's dream is to experience a life that reflects who you are on the inside. And in order to achieve that dream, you have to follow your heart's desires, the fullness of your desires. So thank you, card pile 1. If this lands for you, I encourage you to like, subscribe, or share your story in the comments. I do want to let you know I do offer both personal readings as well as coaching sessions. Thank you. All right, card pile 2, your life's dream. Okay, so your life's dream, what I'm getting here is that it feels like you've had a long history or a long life of a lot of deep healing. I get kind of like tower moment energy, like from the tarot. I get that feeling of Scorpio, just a lot of transformation, a lot of healing, a lot of clearing, just a lot of work, and you're just ready to experience the light. You're ready to experience something new. Perhaps you've spent even a whole lifetime, but a lot of you, it's a really good season of your life, sort of moving through challenges, navigating hardships, clearing out the old, moving through old emotional energy, navigating disappointment and loss and anger and rage and darkness, and just a lot of that kind of deeper shadow work, subconscious work, soul work that is healing, transformational, but also can be kind of soul-sucking at times or draining, such that you just don't feel a lot of light in your life. You're not feeling like you're seeing the results of your labor. You're sort of sitting in this purgatory all the time, doing all this work, and yet you're not having much to show for it. And you're getting to that point where you're like, you know what, I'd really like to experience something different. You know, I want to experience more light in my life, more abundance, more of what's possible, as opposed to just sort of this inward focus or this time in the dark, where you're, again, doing a lot of the inner work, shadow work, self-discovery. It's like you're ready for all of that to close, to end, to come to completion, and that way you can step into more of what you want. So you're, at this time, it sounds like your life's dream is to bring that chapter to a close and be reborn into the light. And so you'll see here, these first cards too, you can see some of that darker, heavier energy, just moving through clearing and transformation and deepening and really, relieving yourself of old baggage or karmic debris. Just a lot of work, a lot of inner work, a lot of clearing work, a lot of that Scorpio depth, healing, subconscious release energy. And then we ask how. So it's saying here that a couple of things. Seeing this, it's, you know, you can see how it's like dark down here. It's in the concrete. It has to kind of push up through that concrete to blossom in the light. But it has found the light again. So it's been saying, yes, you've been growing those roots. Yes, you've been growing really a good foundation underneath there. You've been doing that necessary work on the inside to sort of lay those blueprints, lay that template, lay that groundwork, lay that blueprint, so that way this other part of you can come to life. But you've been doing a lot of that work. A lot of, like, even excavating all the soil that wasn't fertile and supportive, having to clear that out. And then you were having to bring in more fertile, nourishing soil by taking care of yourself and bringing in higher vibrational energy, clearing out some old baggage, a lot of karmic debris, or even generational cycles. Just a lot that's been going on here. You've been, like I said, not just deepening roots and growing roots, but you've been like clearing out all the things, bringing in fertile soil. Toiling the soil? Tolling, there's a word for doing something to the soil. Trust me on this one. I'm not a gardener. I do have a decent vocabulary, but that's not one of them. But tilling the soil. So you've been doing that. Then you planted the seed, you've been watering the seed, and then it's like eventually you come up and out. And there was something here that I also wanted to say, a lingering thought. We'll see if it comes back. Oh, it's like remembering that we don't always grow branches and flowers and fruits and blossoms. Sometimes we're growing roots, and you've been doing a lot of that foundational work. Now, I do want to pull a clarifier on this next card here. I already know it. Actually, it came through after all. We talked about a rebirth, so let's take a look. We have 2 rebirth cards, some similar colors there. 2 rebirth cards. And it's saying here, you've made it. You have built a foundation now I'll give this a little bit longer of a view here. You've built a foundation now, and I find it interesting that we're also seeing, we went from, right, this little seedling that kind of pushed up and out, a lot of roots and foundation to this larger tree. You see that? And it's saying that you've built this really solid, strong, healthy, aligned foundation now as a result of all of this deeper excavation, all this deeper clearing, and all this deeper work to support the rebirth that's coming through for you. And remembering, the deeper the dive, the higher the leap. Okay, the deeper the roots, the higher the branches. So you've really created such a beautiful springboard and foundation for yourself to rise up and out of, for more wealth, riches, and abundance, all that life has to offer. You've really availed yourself to receiving all that is available in this planet, in this dimension, on this planet, in this dimension, through that foundational work of creating a more aligned blueprint. What does that mean? You've cleared out old programs that are no longer aligned, old patterns that really don't support you and aren't conducive to the kind of life you want to live, old relationships that aren't really a match to your greater vision of what it is you truly want for yourself, perhaps old jobs, identities, ways of relating to others or communication, behaviors that you have toward yourself, maybe destructive or otherwise, but you've really upgraded your foundation and your blueprint through becoming aware of and releasing some of these old patterns and ways of being and living, so that you've created a foundation that you can grow from and truly be born from and experience that rebirth. So that's what's going to be happening for you. As a result, you're able to embody more of your higher self or more of your soul, because having cleared out a lot of those denser or duller vibrations as a result of just the human condition and being on this planet, but clearing a lot of that out, you avail yourself to those higher vibrational energy forms that allows you to descend. Not ascend and transcend like we hear a lot about. That's not even a real thing. It's about descending and deeply experiencing the human experience from an aware and awakened place. It's from having the eyes to see, but in the human body and human experience fully, and you've really done that for yourself, okay? Now here, you come to a place of greater harmony, and I can't help but notice the plant similarities we keep getting for you, these trees, right? You've grown those roots, and now you have really strong, tall branches, and what you're going to find on the other side of this is when you come to a place of harmony within yourself, okay? So you come to a place, both of these cards are harmony cards, and so it's like once you've come to a place within yourself, that's when this dream or this rebirth, that's when you know it's completed. Okay, that's what feels most relevant to me. It's complete when you feel fulfilled in yourself again. When you are in harmony once more. When you're no longer in this energy. Okay? You're not in the thick of it anymore. This is the energy. Like, this is a dramatic difference. So this is the energy that you're shifting out of. Now, I'm not getting a feel for how many of you are still more in this energy or more in this energy. It feels like a lot of you are either in the middle or the tail end of moving toward being in greater harmony. But that's what's on the other side of this. Your life's dream is coming into a place of harmony, fulfillment, greater love. You can see these here, greater peace, greater connection and awareness of yourself. Now, what's the advice here? Oh, I got my cards all mixed up. Yikes. The advice. Not harmony again. Harmony. Well, actually, we love harmony. Thank you for bringing that to us again. Harmony. Okay, so what I feel for this is that integration of the self. We get that with the yin and the yang, shown both here. We get with these two sides, the mirrored people who are standing here almost as mirrors to each other. What I'm getting here is we were speaking to that harmony within, the integration being that you have been able to reconcile the parts of you inside of you toward a united front or a common cause or a focused direction. Because oftentimes we want something for ourselves, we truly want to achieve something, and we know what's true for us, we know where we're guided toward, and yet there's so many parts of ourselves that aren't on board, like the wounded inner child who doesn't even want to try and think it's going to fail, and is just desperate for love and doesn't feel it's good enough. And then there's the part of us that's like, no, I don't want to put in the work. I just want to sit around and scroll and be lazy all day. And there's the other part of us that's like, man, woe is me. I'm so upset. Look how my life has gone. All those kinds of self-pity. And then you have the self-destruction part that's like self-medicating, right? All these different people inside of us. And it's like, through the work that you're doing, you're getting everyone on board toward the cause, which is your greater life stream, what it is that you truly want for yourself, which is at this time for that dark winter to end and for spring to be born, for that to come through for you. You're ready for the wealth and the riches and the bounty and the harvest that you have worked for. You've tilled the soil, you've done the things, and you want to experience that. You deserve it. You have done the work. What have you done? You brought harmony and integration to yourself so that you are all on board to move toward where it is you want to go. Yeah, exactly. So you're completing that healing, the healing that was required for that new birth, for that rebirth, for the life that you dreamed of and desired. So it's knowing that there was a dream, you had a dream, you went through a deep, dark period, and maybe a huge part of your life has been that. For some of you it was a season, for some of you it was a big chunk of your life, and you were like, I want more, like I've done a lot of work again, I have nothing to show for it, but you were healing. Part of it feels like your soul contract or agreement to your incarnation here was to do a lot of that clearing for your lineage, for the collective, for yourself, and it was just something that you signed up for. There's no judgment, it just is what it is, to whatever degree you subscribe to that, but you were willing to do some of this deeper healing work to build a different foundation, blueprint, and grid for yourself, for your family, for the collective, which can make way for that greater dream that you have for yourself. So it's like your greater dream, I'm getting this clarity now, but you had a greater dream for yourself and you sort of felt thwarted or detoured by this dark night of the soul or this deeper healing period, but what you're being told to by spirit is no, that was required in order for you to experience what it is that you want. So it's like, we always experience what we need to get what we want, and that's what was happening for you. It wasn't that dream wasn't for you. It wasn't that it wasn't available for you. It wasn't any of those things that you weren't worthy or whatever. Those things that we tell ourselves like humans do. It was that healing is exactly what was required to get you where you want to go. So that's awesome, and then you get there. And saying you no longer have to postpone and be in this energy. Especially those of you who have done a lot of this work, it's now a choice. So for many of you, it's now a choice to operate in fulfillment, to operate in harmony, to recognize that, oh wait, this deep healing work is through. Like, I'm done. I can move on. I've been here for a while. It's felt like a while, but I've kind of gotten in the habit of doing this and living this way and feeling pitiful or feeling low or whatever. And it's like, well, that's no longer even the case. You don't have to postpone it any longer. You just have to step through and find that bounty on the other side, and that's where your life stream is, and that's where it's revealed to you and materialized through you. So thank you, card pile 2. That is your life stream. I do offer both personal readings as well as coaching sessions, and if this landed for you, I encourage you to like, subscribe, or share your story in the comments. Thank you, card pile 2. Okay, card pile 3, your live stream. Okay, so your live stream, I'm feeling like we'll see where we go from here. Your live stream, it's interesting because I opened with your live stream, and that was the topic for this reading, and so much of what Spirit, God, Goddess, higher power, cosmos, universe, source, whatever you call it, has wanted to come through today is they haven't talked as much about your live stream as much as what they need you to do or what they're asking for you to do in order to achieve your live stream. It's almost like you already know what your dream is, so it's pointless for us to talk about it. That's really what the vibe is, because it's like, why are we even going there? And then it's like, I'm just going to tell you how to do it, like what's required, or why whatever is happening in your life is happening, so that you know, and so that all the things can happen, so the dominoes can fall in the right direction. So that's been the vibe of each of these readings, and I almost wish I had this introduction for the first 2 card piles. I'm only seeing that now because it's like your live stream, you already know what that is. And so from here, Spirit is telling you and guiding you with the direction that you can take so that you can bring that to life, so that you can materialize it. Now, some of you are going through a time of heartache, of heartbreak. You've lost something. You've lost something near and dear to you, something close to you. For many of you, I do feel like it's a relationship. For many of you are going through a heartache, a heartbreak. Take a look here. Okay. Some of you are going just through a time of, it reminds me a little bit of the card pile 2, a season of depression or a dark night of the soul, just kind of moving through some deeper lows and some slower tides, and just kind of experiencing a lull in life. Things aren't as high and as light and as loving. It just feels kind of low and feels more like water, and doesn't feel like this harvest or bounty in the light. But I am feeling, again, for many of you, that this has to do with a lost relationship. So whichever way, allow the energy to inform your particular life, and whatever resonates, allow it to resonate. Anything else can be let go of. But it's saying that a part of achieving your life stream is going to be, I'm feeling a couple things here, is this healing or this clearing period was necessary, so keep that in mind. For any reason at all, like if this job, if this relationship, if this thing, whatever it is that left your life, please know that it is in service to your path, to your purpose, to the divine plan, to all that was agreed to and understood prior to incarnation, that everything very much is purposeful and in divine timing and in right order. You can trust that, and that's what it's saying. Like, you can trust the ups and downs and the losses and the gains of your life, to trust that this is part of the path. This is part of the experience. It's part of the human condition, is learning to let go when things are shifting, changing, moving, and at times that means things are leaving us, and that can be a very difficult and challenging experience. And the message from Spirit is, please trust that this doesn't mean that your life stream is over, because some of you were relying on this career or this promotion or this person or this relationship or whatever this experience was that you might have lost. You were counting on that to be the thing, that was your dreams or the fulfillment of your dreams. So now when it's gone, you might be assuming, oh, there's no meaning then. My dreams aren't for me. It's not going to happen for me. But it's saying, please trust that your life stream is always on its way. You can't not have your life stream. Your life stream is your life stream. Your life stream is your life stream, and it's yours, and you don't have to do anything for it or strive for it. It is inevitable. You follow the path of your inner guidance, of your inner wisdom, of your soul, and it automatically materializes. You can't get around not experiencing your dream. You have to trust. Yeah, because what it's saying here, look at this lady here. She's lying down in both of these cards. She doesn't want to get up. You know, she's broken, she's defeated, she's disappointed. Why bother? Why bother pursuing my dream? Why bother pursuing what I want anymore? Why bother even doing anything spiritual or caring about my self-care, spiritual practices? Why bother moving toward my goals? Why bother? You know, it kind of reminds me of Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, if you're familiar. It's like, just never mind. I feel defeated. I feel disappointed. What's the use? What's the good? There's nothing in it for me anyway. Everything's taken anyway. Everything's stolen. Everything crumbles. Everything dies. You kind of get that vibe. She doesn't want to get up. She feels defeated. It reminds me of, I think it's the Nine of Swords in the tarot. You'd have to correct me if I'm wrong. I'm still learning the tarot, but feels very much like that energy where she's feeling like it's pointless to get up. She's feeling in self-pity. She is consumed by her own guilt, fears, doubt, those heavier, denser energies, you know, self-pity, feeling unworthy, feeling like nothing's going to work out, that she's a failure, that what's the point anyway? Again, a lot of those energies, that's where she's at right now. So part of your shifting into your life stream is, first of all, owning that, recognizing that part of the life path is falling down. Part of the life path is feeling defeated at times. Part of the life path is even, quote unquote, failing at times. There's no such thing as failure. Oops. Let's turn this off so we don't have that going off in the back, my Bluetooth speaker. But it's saying, I want you to own your desire and recognize that it's still possible. And just because this thing changed or moved or whatever happened in your life that shifted you into this energy or this space, recognize that it was purposeful, that everything serves, everything can serve anyway, and that part of the life course is ups and downs, back and forth. Like, it doesn't mean that your life stream is not meant for you and that you give up. It means this is the life path. Like, what's happening right now, this is it. This is part of the work that's required here. So there's no need to give up or to believe that you're a failure, that you're not good enough. This is the hero and the heroine's journey. It's what we're here to do. So what is it saying here? When do you achieve your life stream? When does this happen? When you're able to clear that sorrow. So sorrow is here. We get that energy, a lot of that gray, dull, heavier, denser vibrations here in these cards, as you can see. And when, okay, see this? This is the transformation that's happening, kind of the spirals of healing, evolution, manifestation. And it's saying, as you're kind of moving through these cycles, becoming aware, taking a look at old energies, old patterns, old pains, old experiences, generational cycles, a lot of this stuff starts falling away or becoming irrelevant. You're shifting up and out of that. A lot of the energy is going away. And then you're stepping into a greater alignment with what it is that you want for yourself. But again, it does require you to, now it's not saying to deny or repress your emotions or say that these are bad. It's saying, no, accept it. These are part of the experience. Like, this is part of the experience, is hitting upon these times in your life where you feel low, where you feel disappointed, where you feel defeated, and allowing yourself to be there, and just even if it's inching toward your bigger dream, your greater dream, that's fine too. And sometimes we just wallow. That's okay too. But it is saying your live stream is on the other side of that wallowing. All right? Beautiful, because what happens here, she gets up. She gets up. She gets up. It shows your progression here. Okay, so let's take a look at this progression. I'm loving these cards. I could almost cry about it because it's so amazing. I'm like over my back doing this so I can show you the cards. Okay, it's nighttime, it's nightfall. She's deep in subconscious healing. This was your first card, right? We were talking about that. That deep, dark, even dark night of the soul kind of energy where you move in through a deep loss and you're in the throes of it. You're in the thick of it. It's nighttime. You can hardly feel your way out. You hardly feel anything except agony, anguish, even just yourself. It feels like a void. It feels like darkness. There's hardly any light. Even if there was, you're not even willing to get up to move toward it. Now, she's still on the ground. She's still feeling defeated, but it's daytime. The light has come. She's starting to see some light come to life, some just little fruits of her labor, little things that are materializing as a result of that fertile soil. She's seeing, again, things start to teem with life. Nature is coming to life. She's not ready to get up yet. You know, she's seeing some of this stuff, but she has shifted. Her mindset has shifted some. Her energy has shifted some. And what happens? She finally gets up. That's the recommendation for you, is you can stand up anytime. You can be aware and conscious and powerful in this journey, as opposed to kind of bending over and letting it happen, right? And just letting yourself be defeated. At any point in time, you can stand up and do this clearing process more consciously. You don't have to do it laying down. You can and you will, and more often than not, we're all going to go through periods of agony and anguish and despair where we're going to find ourselves right here, and there's no way to get out of it, and we just have to let it be, let it do its work, and eventually we'll just find ourselves here. But please know, you can own this energy, this perception, this perspective at any point in time. You can stand up and do this navigating, this heroine's journey at any point in time without it letting take your power, without being in self-pity or wallowing, without feeling really deeply low, or even sometimes, you know, some people get to the point of suicide. I will make sure that I'm not feeling that for anybody. I am not recommending that. What I am saying is that's where people often, when they get to that point, that's when they tend to take their lives, but they do it before they stand up. And they can recognize, I can just stand up at any time. I can make this a conscious healing journey. I can be intentional with this. I know now that these old energies are leaving. I know now that this is pain that has to be felt and then released. I know now that these old energies, whatever it is I lost, doesn't belong in my future. It doesn't serve my highest vision. If they only knew, they would stand up and they would walk out, as opposed to lying here and waiting for their own demise. Okay? And I will make sure I put a hotline in the commentary for anyone in the event that they do feel that. I'm not feeling that like that in the energy at all. I do want to make that clear. But in the event that you ever feel an anguish, I want you to make sure that you have someone to reach out to, that you have a support system to help you stand up. Because sometimes, and we get that right here, you guys, the guidance, you might need that support. Sometimes we need the support to let go. Okay, that's one of the cards here. The final outcome is you do let go. That is your plan. That is the commitment. That's the game plan. Meaning it's already intended for. It's written in the stars, right? It's written on the wall. You do let this go. You move on. It's the final outcome card that's coming up here in just a minute. You let go. So the story, the chapter has already been authored. Please know that you let go of this, that this energy clears. That great cloud does leave. It leaves if you can let it go. You are resurrected as a result of your loss. You become even more powerful, more aware of yourself, more integrated, more connected, more self-knowing, more confident, more convicted than you ever have in your life as a result of this loss. You have a true resurrection. It may not feel it like it now, but look at her here in this picture. Do you notice how she's standing up here? She's kind of moving through this, allowing the purification process to happen, recognizing that's all it is purification. That's what all of this is. That's it. It's a detox. It's purification of your emotional body, of your mental body, of your subconscious realm. It's just a clearing. Now, it does feel difficult, but if you remember, it's old energy clearing out and nothing more. It helps. Now, look at her here. She's resurrected. She's kind of like a warrior woman. She's a little battered and bruised, you know, kind of like an Amazon woman. Like, she's been there, done that, and she ain't taking no shit. Right? So here she's become even more powerful, more aware of herself, more self-knowing, more actualized, all because of that greater clearing out. She's also become integrated, because look at this gal. She's all in light and love, and it feels like really fancy free and almost even angelic and divine. And yet eventually through this loss, she's actually more integrated within herself. So she's been able to bring both light and dark together. She's able to bring both light and dark together. Notice it's like a red blood moon or a red blood sun. So she's able to bring both dark and light together. She's both heaven and hell, human primate and angel divine. You know, she has brought, through this deep healing period of clearing out these old energies and connecting with her subconscious and her emotional realm and gaining mastery over that part of her, she's actually developed integration within her that makes her even that much more powerful, because she's connected to both light and dark. Again, heaven and hell, human and angel, spirit and soul, so on and so forth. She's a bridge, you know. She's both things, and she's all the things. And she's not separate from her human condition. She's in her human condition fully, descended her higher self or her soul into this experience. So now she's an awake human being, able to navigate the human condition, which can be trying and challenging. But now she has all of the tools and her own awareness and her personal power at her disposal, as well as the support of God, Cosmos, Great Spirit, Universe behind her. So she's again become that warrior woman. She's been able to integrate both, such that she is all 100% human, but also all-knowing and spiritually actualized. So she's that much more powerful. She's not denying the human condition. She's not trying to ascend out into the divine. None of that stuff. She's integrated both. That's mastery. That's mastery. Personal mastery. So beautiful. That's what happens as a result of your live stream. Now, the final piece here, and that's what I was talking about with that hotline, you might need support. If that's the case, please get that support. If it's a therapist, a mentor, a teacher, a healer, an energy worker, a shamanic practitioner, whoever, however, please get the support. It's saying you would best be served to get that guidance to help you through this journey. Even if it's a circle regularly, whatever. Whatever is coming to mind right now is what it is for you. Please get that support if that's what you need, and or know that you are always divinely supported at all times. You always have God at your back, and that you are supported every single step of the way of this journey, that you're never alone, and that everything you desire for yourself or want to know within yourself is available right here, right now, and that you are 100% supported and loved as you navigate this and actualize all that you are. So thank you, card pile 3. That's your live stream. If this resonated for you, I encourage you to like, subscribe, share your story in the comments. I want to let you know I offer both personal readings and coaching sessions as well. Thank you, card pile 3. Until next time.